Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Today's reading is called Their Hidden Truth, and I want you to focus on the person that you came here for. Hold them in your mind's eye, in your third eye, okay? And we're going to choose a pile. Pile number one is the Cloak pile, the Cloak of Concealment for pile number one. For pile number two, we have the Pentacle of Respect. Pentacle of Respect. And for pile number three, we have the Magic Circle of Protection. Magic Circle of Protection. So whatever pile you are drawn to, you're going to choose that pile today. And you'll find in the description box below a link to the timestamps for each pile. If you're wanting a personal reading with me or an astrology reading with me, details for how to receive one are in the description box below. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. Right now, Mercury is in Scorpio, which is a perfect time to investigate, look for hidden truths, find hidden truths that are within ourselves and within others for the best optimal outcomes. So let's go ahead and begin. Pile number one, welcome to your reading. You chose the Cloak of Concealment, and today's reading is called Their Hidden Truth, okay? And we are going to look at what their hidden truth is, okay? And what their message to you about this might be, okay? And this could be for any type of relationship, although it's probably geared more towards friendship or romantic relationships, okay? But at the same time, you can watch for just about any relationship. So let's go ahead and get into it and find out what their hidden truth is with you that they would like to share about this connection, okay? What is their hidden truth, please? Just doing a little shuffling there. We've got the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and let's begin. We've got the second house and money, okay, of resources and money. We've got Ceres and nurture, okay? Ceres is not a planet, but an asteroid, okay? We've got unspoken feelings. Oh, definitely. It was my fault, but I blamed you, okay, is what this person is saying to you. You came closer than anyone before, okay? They want you to know that, like, you definitely came a lot closer to understanding them. They were very stubborn, I feel like, with this Four of Pentacles here. And I feel like you tried to help this person, pile number one. And with the Cloak of Concealment, I do feel like they weren't totally honest with you about some of the things that they were going through. And some of it could have had to do with money, for sure, okay? And I feel like you did try to help this person, but they were very, like, you know, I feel like they were taking your, like, sweet actions or your, like, nice, sweet actions the wrong way, okay? And maybe they felt pressured to, like, release certain information or tell you certain things, okay? I am getting something about, like, their job, their W-2, which in the United States, the W-2 is, like, where you show your income, and you use it to file your taxes. I'm getting something about, like, their income, their W-2, something like that, okay? Pile number one. And this could be, like I said, money issue, job issue, etc., that they were hiding or they weren't being completely honest about. And like you being like, hey, you know, do you want to talk? I notice you've been upset, or it seems like you haven't been. And maybe I feel like some of you maybe felt like this person was being like kind of stingy or being kind of tight with their money or not wanting to talk about it. Some of you could have offered this person some money or offered to help them with something, okay, which they could have taken that offer very, like they didn't like it. They could have taken it bad because they didn't want to share what was going on financially with you, okay? I feel like you were just trying to help, but they were being very stubborn with you and withholding information about their money or their finances from you, okay? It was my fault, but I blamed you, and you came closer than anyone before, is what they're saying here. We have flow, the flow of money, the flow of resources. We have a loving gaze. Wow. Okay. And you can see, like, here she is kind of looking towards him, and you can tell he is in the, we have like a devil in the background that is like pointing to stacks of coins, okay? And somebody being like very protective about their money or wanting to hide something about their resources or their money. And here's the thing, pile number one, I feel like you guys went along with it, but you knew the whole time that something wasn't, like, I think you kind of saw through somebody pretending. What I'm getting here is somebody like pretending to care, or somebody pretending to care about other people's money, but really they're just really selfish and kind of only care about their money. So I see that you guys have kind of like picked up on something here. I feel like that you guys have picked up on a secret, or that you guys have picked up on something, you know, and maybe somebody here was like ripping someone off, not you, pile number one. I don't feel like you guys were like ripping anyone off, but some people have like hustles going on in their life that aren't completely honest, or where they're kind of like, ripping people off, or not like paying their bills, or deliberately, I mean, not paying their bills, is, you know, a lot of people get into trouble with money and can't pay their bills, but like, some people have like deliberate things, hustles going on with money, okay? And I feel like you kind of like see through that, pile number one. You see through that and you're like, And yeah, and it's interesting because I am drawn to card 29 and 40 here. And there could be a big age difference between two people, like 10 years or 10 plus years. Somebody's 29 and the other one's 40, okay? Or there's just like a wider age gap between you and this person. And maybe they don't think that you know what's going on, but I kind of feel from her gaze here that she does know what's going on. And I kind of feel like some of you were wanting to talk to this person about these money issues or resource issues, or the way that someone is kind of making their money. And I feel some of you here could have like held back from talking about this as well, but you did want to say something, okay? We have here judgment. Yeah, but you didn't want to be perceived as being judgmental. That's it. That's what it is. Like, you didn't want to. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, okay? But you didn't want to seem judgmental. So you maybe held back from like saying something. Pile number one, it kind of reminds me of a time in my life when I was dating somebody who, like down the road, I found out they were earning some of their income from like activities that weren't totally legal, you know, or from industries that weren't completely like above board. And you know, I was like, I'm not trying to be judgmental of this person, but I also was like, okay, that is a little, puts somebody in a place of indecision. Then we have indecision here because it's like we don't know what to do about something. Okay. We have judgment and indecision. And so, like, I do feel like this person, perhaps you or this person, was delaying a decision about something because you weren't exactly sure maybe how to handle a situation. It says, it's my fault, but I blamed you. You came closer than anyone else. Okay. And this says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And I do feel like something about the flow of the money or the way that the money was being earned caused, and for some of you too, this may be showing up in a job as well, with like a boss or a business owner, and it's like, okay, they don't want to pay more, they don't want to give more money, but it also, like, trying to have a loving gaze or trying to be understanding of something. But feeling hurt, I feel like, with this Ceres energy here, and judged, and unable to make a decision about something. Okay. So this is a big part of what is going on right now and what is being concealed. And because people don't have like the full information, it's really hard to make a decision about something. And because I do feel like intuition is like active in this situation with this flow energy and using intuition in all aspects of life, I do feel like you understand what this person is doing or kind of what's going on. And you're not unsympathetic to why they kind of have to do what they do, but at the same time, I feel like you maybe didn't want to say anything because it could be, perceived as being like judgmental or that type of energy. Okay. Ultimately, it's their fault. They're saying it's my fault, but I blamed you. I know you were trying to help. I know you were trying to help me with this or trying to be supportive or understanding towards this, but I withdrew, or I wasn't sharing something and I withdrew, even though, because I felt that you were going to judge me, and I waited too long to say something, is kind of what I'm feeling here. Okay. And central theme of money, we have pushing upward, steady progress, gaining confidence, accepting challenges, a promotion, receiving recognition. Okay. And for some of you, this could definitely have to be about a job in a situation where the company is telling you, like, we're not doing that well, or we're struggling a little, so we can't really give bonuses right now, or we can't really give promotions, we can't really give money right now. But actually they're just wanting to keep more money for themselves. Okay. And I feel like some of you are like thinking about leaving or cutting off this situation. Okay. The hidden truth in this situation is that they aren't short on money. There is money there. Okay. For a job situation, there is money there. They're just wanting to hold on to more of it for themselves. Okay. And the truth of the matter is you deserve that money. Okay. And maybe some of you here are kind of like in a decision right now where you're trying to decide, should I care about my customers, or I care about what I'm doing in my role, or I care about the end person here, but at the same time, I feel really judged when I asked for, more money, or I asked for a better role. I feel really like they told me to wait, or they told me that, you know, money will be coming, but now I'm in indecision, okay? And for some of you, like I said, this could definitely be a dynamic with you and a boss, and them wanting to keep more of the bottom line, or them pointing towards them wanting to hoard more money or hold on to more money when you truly do deserve that money, okay? So pile number one, I am definitely getting something about that, okay? And I also feel for those of you that are involved in any like custody things where you've gone to court or you sued someone and you're the mother. Ceres has to do with the mother, okay? You have sued a person for more child support or something like that, and somebody was hiding income or withholding money, okay? They do have that money. They're hiding it or they're withholding it, and I think you guys know that very well, okay? So I am seeing something about that, and like somebody getting more money or getting more flow towards their bottom line, but it feels like you're not. And I'm seeing the two like mushrooms here, like one is growing and one is like not, having a hard time growing financially, okay? So I am getting something about that here. And yeah, we have a win-win outcome is forecasted, full moon in Libra, okay? And the full moon in Libra comes in like March, okay, when we're in March or April, when we're in Aries season. Okay, so we could have Libra energy in this situation, especially with judgment or indecision, and also the scales of law or the scales of justice. And, you know, a win-win outcome is needed in this situation for sure, because I feel like there's been, you know, you've had a lot of sympathy for this person, but time's up, or you've had a lot of understanding towards the situation, but time's up, and things have been kind of like waffling back in indecision, and it was hard to get to a judgment or like what one should do in the situation. And it is saying that a win-win is coming. Steady progress, gaining confidence, promotion, or receiving recognition. So a win-win in the situation is coming. Win-win is where it's good for you and it's good for them. Okay. And so that is forecasted. For those of you like in more long-term situations and you're looking for more money, more flow with your money in your second house of resources, and there's just been a lot of delay and a lot of things that haven't been said and lies and things going on. I do feel like there is going to be a breakthrough with this energy for you, and a win-win is going to be forecasted, okay? But I also feel for those of you that are dealing with situations where you were with a significant other and they were really bothered about something and you were trying to help them, but it actually has to do with money stuff and they didn't want to say anything because they were going to feel really judged about it, even though you wouldn't have judged them. You would have been nice to them about it. I kind of feel like the situation is going to get better, okay? There's a win-win outcome on the horizon, all right? And it may take some time, all right? Steady progress, gaining, all right, receiving recognition in something, okay? So let's go ahead and see here. I feel like what they're saying is just unspoken feelings. I just didn't want to tell you about it at the time, or I didn't want to talk about it at the time, but things are getting better. I do see the Chariot just popped up with like forward momentum, okay? And let's go ahead and get a message from this person to pile number one. What is their message, please? Oh, cards are just turning over and having a mind of their own. Don't you love that when that happens? Okay. Let's see. What is their message to pile number 1, please? What is their message? Flow of money is returning and a win-win is coming in this situation. It's just been kind of like a long time coming, I feel. Okay. I feel they didn't really know what to do about an issue either. Pile number 1, okay? Let's see here. Yeah, 7 of Cups. They really didn't know what to do about an issue. And it can be that there were some, like I mentioned earlier, like the way people are making their income, or some like low down dirty ways, or that people are making their income, or illegal activities or stuff like that. We've got the Fool, a reset. We've got Death. Okay. Just when you think like there's going to be a separation and something is totally over, I do feel like parties come back to the table and are willing to negotiate after a break in something. It's like after a period of time of you kind of like deciding, I'm just going to go my own separate way here. I'm not going to pursue this anymore. I'm done. Okay. I feel like this situation, there's kind of, with the Death card, I feel there's kind of like a rebirth in this situation, and parties do decide to come back together to kind of like negotiate or drive like a new outcome forward together. Particularly for those of you that have like a court case or a money issue coming up, I feel like there is going to be a break like in the case, and I feel like it's not going to be till next year though. And I do feel like next year, right, 2025 is next year, I feel like, you know, around that March timeframe, full moon in Libra timeframe, Aries season, etc., there's going to be a break in something, and parties are going to have to like come back to the table and kind of renegotiate a deal. And I do feel like the new year is like a reset for everyone in this situation, but the issue comes back, like rebirth. It reappears with this Death card, and parties are having to like renegotiate salaries or renegotiate what is going on. Okay. And, you know, what I'm getting is an energy of kind of coming back to the drawing board. Okay. Something you think is over and like has no really hope of returning. You kind of like come back, the person wants to come back to the drawing board, and it's kind of like people wiping their hands of things and going their separate directions, but then coming back to the drawing board for like more negotiations. Okay. So that is what I am seeing, pile number 1. And I hope that that reading, you know, maybe not all pieces of that reading resonated for you, or little pieces did here and there, because I felt like I was getting like little different storylines in different ways everywhere. So, you know, it be that way sometimes, pile number 1, as they say. It really does be that way. And let's go ahead and move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You got the Pentacle of Respect, and today's reading is called Their Hidden Truth. It is Mercury in Scorpio time. It's a perfect time to root around and look at all the little things with the magnifying glass. And as we're reminded in astrology, Scorpio makes a sextile to Virgo. So that investigative, looking at that, all that little details is definitely something that Scorpio has the support of Virgo in doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Anyway, I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but nevertheless, we find ourselves here. So pile number 2. Oh, there's the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. That's why. The Hermit in the tarot represents Virgo energy. So yeah, maybe we do have some Virgo sun, moon, or risings coming into this reading. And respect is important. Respect given. And yeah, respect on both ends of the spectrum. Highly important. Let's see here. We have ascendant, entrance into something. Okay. We've got opposition and confrontation. All right. Well, you know what's interesting is we have card 35 and 53. 35 and 53 are opposite numbers of each other, okay? 35, if you switch the order of the numbers, becomes 53, and vice versa. 53 becomes 35. The numbers are an inverse of each other. And this has to do with this opposition energy in the ascendant here and the inverse of these numbers. I feel like we have a confrontation or we have an issue where two people do not like each other, okay? Somebody does not like the other person. There is like a, I don't like you, you rub me the wrong way. I'm not like, you know, I'm willing to fight about this. Like, this is something I'm willing to go to war over. This is something I'm willing to fight about. And I don't really, like, you rub me the wrong way and I don't really like the way you're acting is something I'm getting here. And, you know, even if we are having a conflict with someone, and I'm seeing her shutting the computer here. So somebody could be having a conflict with somebody online or somebody talking crap online. I'm also seeing that even if we're in like a conflict with someone, you know, there's still like a respectful way to like talk to people, right? And there is like that social contract with the first house and the seventh house in astrology. Of course, the seventh house is the house of open enemies. And, you know, when we're dealing with people in that energy and we find out like, I don't really like you or we're not really like getting along, people still are having to like be respectful of one another, I feel, right? That's why we have the Pentacle of respect coming through here. We have new beginning. Well, that's good. Okay. We have, I wonder if you are happy without me. Okay. And this could be like, you know, the ascendant is an entrance into something new. And it's like, you know, we fought all the time or we had issues with each other all the time. And this person is like, you know, we locked horns. Look at these two rams or elks or antelopes are really locking horns here. Okay. And, you know, sometimes like fighting or having issues with someone, confrontation can also be like high chemistry. Like we're always fighting or we're always having problems with each other. We're always having issues with one another. But again, these two numbers are the inverse of each other. 35 and 53 are the inverse of each other. So that could be like we're actually like a lot alike or we're actually both wanting control in the situation. And we fight a lot, but like there is like, you know, chemistry in that, okay? Like sexual chemistry or, you know, the willingness to kind of be in the tussle is something that comes up. And, you know, I feel like I'm feeling Aries energy in this reading too, Virgo and Aries energy as well. Okay. And where somebody wants to like, I feel this hermit energy here is like, I don't want to fight anymore. I'm not interested in trying to prove my point anymore. I'm rising above that in the situation. I'm not really wanting to get involved in like, you know, and this could be too, where people are like sending each other like text messages and email messages that are very like, you know, sometimes people can get in fights like relationship wise where they're like dating someone or they go out on a date with someone a few times and then the other person's like, thank you, I'm not interested. And then the other person gets mad and is like, okay, well, why aren't you interested? And this person comes back with like a litany of like details of why they aren't interested. And then the other person starts texting back like, well, I didn't do that. Like, you're accusing me of this. I didn't really do that. Like, you're saying I didn't paid a check, or I didn't da da da, or blah blah blah. Like, I kind of feel that some of that energy going on. And while it may be disruptive and very high schoolerish to kind of get in these back and forth text messages, perhaps it, was like a sign that, hey, maybe actually me and this person would have chemistry, or have some like weird chemistry with one another. Okay. But it says here, we need to let each other go. Okay. I wonder if you are happy without me. We need to let each other go. Okay. And, somebody could be like, I'm getting like that energy of like text responding to a text. And, sometimes when people respond to a text or an email, they'll give you like a 50-point bullet point list of why they're mad at you, what you did wrong, da 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 da, right? And, and maybe you guys really were like detailed with a person on why it's not like working out for you. But I also feel somebody was combative in this situation and was like fighting every point on the list. Okay. So there is that energy going on here. And, badgering people about things is probably, not that respectful. Telling someone the truth is important, right? And telling them like why something is the way it is, but we also can get really gratuitous with that and really go into an insane level of, detail. Speaking from someone here who has Mars and Virgo, like me, myself, pile number 2, I have Mars and Virgo. So when I'm on the attack, I can definitely like bring like the 5,000 points that support my view on something, right? So, killing them with details is kind of like what you can do sometimes with that Mars and Virgo energy. So we all have those things within us. But I feel like there definitely was something going on with that. We have conscious, which is like becoming aware of that energy. And we have body positive here. So this is talking about like body positivity and, maybe feeling like aggressive because it's like, okay, I'm not like somebody's type, or I'm not, and also people can become really conscious of being like body positive, and other people like really body shame, and make rude comments about other people's bodies online. Okay. And insulting people. Like, we can all get mad at people, but it doesn't mean like we need to insult other people's appearance. That is very like bad to do that. Okay. And it is very disrespectful, right? We can always get in an argument with people, but disrespecting people's appearance or pointing out everything that's wrong with them, that is a very disrespectful behavior. And, perhaps some of you, I feel like there's an energy of being automatically on the defensive because it kind of feels like somebody is not being very like, because people have experiences of being disrespected about the way that they look, which, people can't really help. Sure, you can get braces. Sure, you can do all this stuff. You can, if you have frizzy hair, you can straighten it. If you have crooked teeth, you can get braces, da da da. But not everybody can afford that. Not everybody is in a place in their life where they can look perfect, and people can be really cruel and bullying about other people's appearances. And sometimes people are automatically very defensive because they have been bullied or they have been treated like that, and they're very, very defensive because of that energy. And what I'm getting here too is perhaps somebody that was insecure about their body, or was insecure about, or in the past had been insecure about the way they look. And men can be insecure about the way they look too. They can really, especially like if they're around other men that make them feel like very like bad about the way that they look, or make fun of the way they look. That can also happen with men too. not just women. I mean, I think women really receive the brunt of that in society with that expectation of beauty and to look a certain way. But I feel like, you know, and also I feel like a friend coming in, because I see these two women here, I feel like a friend coming in to kind of support the other person and say, you know, you're beautiful. As Christina Aguilera would say, you're beautiful no matter what they say. Words can't get you down, okay? Because I am beautiful no matter what they say. Words won't get me down, okay? So I do feel like that is, you know, an energy coming through strongly in this reading. And when people meet and set off each other's insecurities, it can create like a very combative energy, and becoming conscious of that energy and how it is. And the ascendant in astrology does have to do like with the way we look and our physical appearance, and becoming aware of how people can be really oppositional or insecure around that energy. And, you know, with this new beginning, I do like that, because it's like, okay, we had like this altercation, or we had this issue about the way, the insecurity or the way someone looks, but, you know, next time I'm not going to be focused on that, okay? And next time I'm not going to like really go crazy on that issue, and I'm not going to automatically jump towards that insecurity, right? Is what I'm feeling here. Yeah, we have pride, wounded pride, okay? You know, somebody's pride in the way that they act or look. And, you know, pride issues can come up around like people's status in life, people's like appearance, people's money, taking pride in the way they look, taking pride in the work that they do, the jobs, right? And I feel like it's like, okay, yeah, this got fucked up. You know, I feel like there's an admission of that. And it's like, this got fucked up. Like, immediately, we did not like each other, okay? And immediately, I felt like my pride, you know, was injured, and there was no respect, okay? But going forward, I'm not gonna let, you know, I'm not gonna let that bother me going forward. I'm gonna hold my head high. I love myself, and I see myself in everyone. Yeah, and that 53-35 thing with the inverse of the numbers that I was talking about earlier, it's like, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. And maybe there was something you could see in yourself about this person, and vice versa. Like, actually, we both have an insecurity in these areas of our lives, and it made us like really not like each other, you know? Acceptance, I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Yeah, like, we can't change, like, we literally, there are things about our appearance and whatever that we can change, but, you know, our body, our everything, like, it, can we love our, you know, be proud of ourselves for where we are and accept what we do have to offer, right? And I feel like this person didn't really want to accept what you were telling them, and they wanted to like fight back with you against it and insist that you were wrong. And it's because of their pride. And now they are accepting or learning to accept what you told them, okay? And they're learning to accept the situation as it is, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that they do wonder if you're happier without them or if you're better off without them, but they're also saying, like, we need to let each other go because we trigger each other a lot with this oppositional energy. We trigger one another, and, you know, and I also feel like this person is saying, I'm not going to let somebody talk to me that way, or it feels like you don't respect me. And maybe you felt like they didn't respect you either. But becoming more conscious of how we can support one another, right? And how we can like hold our head high and be have pride in who we are without, without like hurting other people or being insecure towards other people, right? Like having pride in who we are. And pride can talk about like pride in our culture, pride in like where we come from, pride in, our nationality, our culture, right? And some people do come from cultures that have been like far more beaten down than other cultures. And so there's a big emphasis on pride in one's culture, and having that pride like insulted is a very like oppositional, rude thing for people. But I do feel like this person is accepting the fact that like, yeah, we're not. And I feel like the reason they were coming back and fighting with you is because they didn't want to accept really what was happening. And that's why they kept trying to tussle with you or come back and fight with you, is because they weren't really accepting what was happening, right? And I feel like, it's like they wanted to fight against what was happening and prove themselves against you, right? And prove that they're right. But it's like, okay, let's not get into that, right? Small is beautiful. Find the extraordinary in the ordinary. Keep it simple. Use discretion. Slow down. Tend to details. Pay attention. Yeah, this is very much like Virgo type stuff, right? Find the extraordinary in the ordinary. Keep it simple. Use discretion. Okay, and I feel like this is where we use discretion, where we don't, and we slow down instead of like responding to something right away or getting irritated and sending like a 10-point list of why someone is irritating. You know what I mean? Like slowing down and tending to the details in one's life and paying attention and becoming conscious of things. And I do feel like your feelings about something are changing, pile number 2. And we also have small is beautiful here. So this could be somebody who is really into, people who have like, this could be like a dating website where somebody is like on their dating profile is like, I like people that are healthy, or I like people that are active, which can sometimes like imply that I want to be with somebody who's like really skinny. And I only think people that are like really tiny and small are beautiful. Okay. And this kind of comes back to this body positivity stuff again. And, like tending to details and using discretion and paying attention to what people are writing and what people are saying is important. And, maybe some people have a type and that's what they like, but I mean, fine. Then it's like, okay, fine. If that's your type and that's what you like, then that's fine. I am just going to like the acceptance of, okay, fine, whatever. Like, I'm not your type. It's whatever. And paying attention, I'm just like whatevering it to death, pile number 2, but like paying attention to what people are writing and what they're saying in their profiles and paying attention to the details of what they're saying, right? Like becoming conscious of what people are saying really will reveal the hidden truth, right? Because a lot of people, it's in the things, the little tiny details that they say that actually reveals the hidden truth. And if you go back and you look at something, you're like, oh, like they were telling me all along. Using discretion and not being like rude with our observations and being respectful, but at the same time, like, and that's the acceptance, right? People are allowed to have their types and they're allowed to want what they want and all of that. But, not really like, it's like not really taking it personally, right? Just kind of like accepting it, moving on, and still being proud in oneself and continuing, you know, on. And what I hope for you guys, if you were dealing with a situation like this, like a lot of people, like I see her like closing her computer here. She's like, I'm not gonna like date online anymore. I'm not gonna talk to any more people. I'm fucking done. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, that type of shit really bothers me. I don't like that at all. I totally get it, pile number 2. I really do. But at the same time, you know, I don't feel like you should give up. If for those of you that are like looking for a partner or looking for a new beginning or a depth of a new beginning with someone, okay, don't give up. Like we have the Magician here, okay, things can change. Find the extraordinary in the ordinary. And I feel like you guys are very good at that. We also have the new moon in Taurus here. Prosperity lies ahead, okay? And, you know, appreciating the details and appreciating the small things, right? Some of you here could be very into like plants or plant medicine or natural remedies, herbal remedies, you know, appreciating like the small details and the beauty in things. Some of you here could definitely have like Virgo Taurus energy in your chart, okay? And for some of you here, like, you know, I really feel like appreciating natural beauty, appreciating like natural remedies, lotions, all, you know, all that kind of stuff, very natural products. All that is important. Products that are like made out of different plants as well. Okay. Very beautiful, soft, clean, feminine energy. Appreciating like intending to the small details and keeping things simple when it comes to relationships. And I feel some of you here could be attracting a Taurus. For those of you that do have like heavy Virgo in your chart, you may be attracting a Taurus who actually is like very much like you. Like they love nature, they love being outdoors. They're very body positive. They love food. Okay. They're really supportive of you. They think that you're extremely beautiful. There's a real sense of camaraderie and friendship as well, okay? And for some of you here, like, you know, stubborn pride with this Taurus and pride energy, like stubborn pride is kind of something coming up, but it's actually a good thing. I feel like it's, with this new beginning card, it's about being proud of where you come from, being proud of like your heritage, or being proud. And I am seeing like a mandala or like something like hanging inside someone's home that denotes like what culture they're from, or like where their heritage like hails from, okay? I am seeing that, and I am seeing that being important. And some of you, maybe growing up in your family, that was an important thing, or like denoting someone's heritage. I'm seeing like a medallion or a picture hanging, or like a symbol of one's culture, like hanging in the home is what I'm seeing here, okay? And that is about respect. That's the Pentacle of respect, about, you know, respecting where people are coming from type of energy, okay? So let's go ahead and get a couple cards here about this situation. I mean, I kind of feel like this situation is over and done with, and you guys like have accepted the situation and you are consciously like aware of it. And yeah, it's over. The Death card, like this situation is over. And the thing is that I feel, yeah, Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, like, you know, you're conscious, you're aware, you know of the issue, you're moving on from the issue. And actually you're like really proud of your culture and where you're coming from. And the situation kind of taught you to accept where other people are coming from. And it's like, I'm not gonna like fight about it anymore or kind of get into it anymore. I'm moving on from that, and I'm not gonna let it hold me back from like being proud of who I am and like embracing where I come from. I'm not really gonna let it like destroy that. Okay. And I do feel like it is about discovery. And I do feel like the situation is like definitely over. Like it is over and done with the death card here. And like Six of Swords, you're moving on from it. Okay, pile number 2 and gathering whatever. And maybe you're like, you know what, Natalie, it's not even that deep. Like, I get it. But at the same time, I feel you're a person who like can take like the tiny microcosm of what happened in a situation and really like look at the whole thing from a 360-degree view and pull whatever lessons that you can from it. And that is, you know, that's a very healthy mindset, as long as, you know, we're not getting like stuck in it or anything. Like moving on, definitely. Okay. So pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my friends. Let's move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the magical circle of protection, and today's reading is called Their Hidden Truth. Okay, so we are going to find out what their hidden truth is. Pile number 3. And it's Mercury and Scorpio time right now, so it's a perfect time to kind of dive in and dive into the details. Pile number 3 and find out the hidden truth, okay? It's so funny thinking about Sagittarius's relationship to Scorpio and how I don't know why I'm just coming out with this right now, pile number 3, but how Sagittarius has like this relationship with Scorpio where it's the sign following Scorpio, and like it takes all the knowledge, the deep knowledge that was gained from Scorpio, but it doesn't like stay in one place for so long with it. It's more concerned about taking what it knows and like finding out what else can it learn, okay? So anyway, let's go ahead and, the sun is on the bottom of the deck. Love it. Okay. Optimism, moving forward, change, happiness. We have descendant and invitation. Okay, an invitation. We have North Node and future. Yeah, future forward. Okay, concerned about one's future progress, what is calling them to deeper levels with what's calling them to their destiny, right? When we're talking about the North Node, what is calling them to their destiny? And being like so happy, I feel like with the sun card here, like, and I feel like there is a little sun right here as well on this descendant card, like being so happy that somebody is a part of your destiny or a part of your future. Like, wow, this is exciting. Ooh, yeah, so close. Look at that. Very, very close, right? I can see you being a part of my future, being a part of my destiny. And the descendant is, you know, the introduction to the 7th house of marriage, basically in astrology, and it has to do with partnership. So I'm so excited where this potential partnership could go, and I feel very close to you. All right, you guys know that song, I feel so close to you right now. It's a force field. I wear my feelings like a crown. It's I don't know the words to this song, but anyway, it's like, I feel so close to you right now. I'm definitely getting that energy. That's a very upbeat, happy song. And it is about like excitement, okay? And being really, really close to someone and being very excited and hyper about it. I look everywhere for you. Oh my God. I feel like what this person is saying, when I met you, or when I first saw you, I felt like I knew you from before. I feel like we have a future. I feel like we have a destiny together. I felt so happy to meet you. I feel like I was meeting someone I've known for a very long time. And the North Node also has to do with karma and fate. And it's like, you know, it was fated that we met this way. It's so crazy. And for those of you that like have met a person in a very crazy way, like met someone on an airplane, or met somebody on a trip, or like, you know, your seat assignment puts you right next to someone on an airplane, and all of a sudden you and this person start talking and really connecting, and it's like, wait. And then you like give each other your phone numbers, and it's like, I want to see you again, right? I'm getting that kind of energy, right? Like meeting someone very serendipitously, immediately, instantly feeling a connection, and then kind of like, you know, they're saying, I look for you everywhere. My life is not as together as it seems, okay? And what's interesting is this person, I feel like generally has a very, like with the Sun card, has a very optimistic, happy, go lucky kind of an attitude. This person may like to travel a lot. They may like to like spend money. They may like to go different places and try different things. And they are generally like a happy, upbeat, optimistic person looking forward to the future. But their life is not as together as it seems, is what they're telling you. And that is a secret, hidden truth. And it's like, I'm so excited for what we could create together in our future. And I look for you everywhere, okay? And for some of you, this could be somebody that you knew and met in the past, or that you had a fling with in the past, or that there was this very, very like strong attraction that came out of nowhere, very serendipitously, and you two became very close, okay, to one another, like pretty much instantly and right away, okay? And even if you don't see this person or you don't talk to them anymore, they still look for you everywhere. And on the outside, it may look like they're happy. Like if you look at their social media, or you look at their, you know, Instagram or their TikTok or wherever, you know, their LinkedIn, if you look at it, looks like they're happy and they have their life together and everything's going really well. But I actually think that this person like thinks about you, you know, a lot, and they look for you everywhere. And they may feel like they will like serendipitously like run into you somewhere again. And like in an airport or on a busy street. And even though it looks like on the outside that their life is really happy and that they're going really well, okay? And for some of you here too, this person could have recently gotten married, or they could be married. Or maybe you recently got married, or you have been, you know, and it looks like you're quote unquote with the love of your life, and, you know, everything's happy or whatever. But I honestly feel like this person is saying, I look for you everywhere. My life is not as together as it seems. I'm presenting this like very happy, optimistic, I'm good, everything in my life is good, but it's not. I'm actually like not good, you know, like magic. Okay, true, like magic, when you and this person come together, magic and happiness and like a burst of energy. We have soft whispers. Oh my goodness, wow. And, you know, this person like telling you secrets, telling you how they feel, kissing your neck, like again, telling you things that they've never told anyone before. And I do feel like this person like really loves your eyes, and they get all like googly eyed when they think about your eyes or looking into your eyes. And you can tell, I feel like when your guys' eyes met, that it was like, oh my God, like, this person was like immediately like, you know, touching your shoulder, touching your arm, leaning in, whispering things to you, telling you things, having major googly eyes whenever they look at you. Okay. And some of you here, you may have very unique eyes as well. Pile number 3, or something about your eyes is incredibly unique. And I feel like you have this presence around you that just makes this person like want to tell you everything and share everything about like what's happening to them and what's going on. Okay. And soft whispers, it definitely looks like there could be like, you know, in this picture, it looks like he could be whispering things in her ear, like very softly, or telling her things that no one else can hear type of energy. Okay. We have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Okay. And I kind of feel like this person has been like stuck in this magical moment with you, like in the soft whisper, in the connection. But they know that if they don't make changes in their life, nothing can grow. Okay. And if they don't change the direction that their partnership is heading, then nothing can grow, nothing can change. Okay. And some of them could be in another partnership right now and be seeming like they're really happy or really together. But there's like this memory of you that is kind of like there, and they're wondering like, what would they have to change, or what would they have to do in order to make something. Yeah, we have surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay. And I feel like they realize they need to change, and that you were right about something. Okay. And, you know, this is a person who likes to be in control of their life and likes to kind of control the way that they're perceived, and likes to have a good time and everything. But they feel like I feel like this person feels that they're a little bit of a victim of change. And if things had gone the other way, then they wouldn't be in the position that they're in now. And sometimes it feels like they're not in control of their life and they're just going with the changes, and that the magic that they felt with you, like they're not going to feel it again with someone else. Okay. And they can release their need to control. Although I feel like they don't like to release their need to control at all. And with the sun here, we could have Leo energy going on in this pile. Okay. Leo, Sagittarius, Libra are 3 signs that I'm getting right now. I did mention Sagittarius earlier. With the 7th house, I'm picking up the Libra energy, and then we've got Leo with the sun. Okay. We have here prosperity, wealth, good fortune, gratitude, and material possessions. And again, I feel like they're saying my life is not together as it seems, right? I seem like I'm really happy. I seem like I've got, and maybe on the outside, they do have a lot of prosperity, or they do have money, or they do have like a nice family, or it seems like they're doing really well, you know, financially and things like that. But they're not just because, and here's the thing, just because they have money in the bank, or just because they're doing okay financially, doesn't mean that they're happy with other aspects of their life. And, you know, they look for you everywhere, and I feel like they wish there was something that they could change about their life. But at the same time, they're kind of like releasing control and just leaving it as it is. So that's an interesting energy. We have new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Okay. And you guys did get the magic circle of protection. And Cancer energy is very much that protective energy. And you know, something that they are really concerned about or really want to be on top of is, you know, providing, if they have children, like, you know, a safe environment for their children, or a new home where they feel safe and prosperous. Like, these are things that they really hope and wish for. I do feel like they did feel like a future with you would have been very safe and prosperous as well. Okay, but maybe they do have concerns with the Sun card here about a child or children involved in a situation as well. And what they're saying is, you know, when I was with you, I felt very safe, and I felt like everything and anything was possible. And I feel like I could tell you my secrets. I could tell you the things that I hope for, the things that I wish. And meeting you, like, was something that really showed me what's important to me. But I also feel like, you know, this person may have like a nice family or a lot of prosperity, and they may have just, you know, gotten married or had something like that, pile number 3, okay? But what their secret, their hidden truth is that their life isn't as together as it seems. And if they could, I feel like they would keep their prosperity, of course, and they would keep their children, of course, but I feel like they would swap out, or their home. They would keep their prosperity or their home, but they would swap out partners and pick you as a partner for someone to be with, okay? And their life just hasn't, like, the changes of their life just haven't gone in that direction to kind of allow that to happen. And I feel like, you know, they still look for you everywhere, and their life is not as together as it seems. And this whole thing of, you know, being prosperous and having a happy family, and, you know, having a significant other and having a strong future, right? A future. Like, and I feel like this person is saying, I could really see a future with you. And I'm getting that Wheel of Fortune energy in the tarot. Like, you know, I see a future with you. If things would have gone differently, then, you know, we could have had that prosperity or that family together as well, okay? And they're saying they look for you everywhere, and their life is not as together as it seems, pile number 3, okay? So let's get a message from this person to pile number 3. And this may be quite, yeah, the Empress energy. Like, you know, it could be somebody's wife, or somebody's, you know, is showing up in this reading, or someone's long-term partner. But I do feel like this person saw you as like a person that they could be married to, or that, like, they saw a future. 7th house, North Node. Like, they did see a future or marriage or commitment, wanting to, you know, make you feel safe and protected. You know, the Empress is very much that energy of feeling like prosperous and safe and protected, okay? And their whole sense of having a different life or a different timeline with you is something that I feel like they really think about. Like, what if I would have made a different choice? What if I would have married you? What if I would have stayed with you? What if you would have become my husband or wife instead of, you know, this situation? Okay. And being able to provide for somebody and give them a safe and healthy environment is something that I feel this is very important to this person, but like, their life hasn't really gone that way, and their life is not as together as it seems. Okay, and they may have to put a lot of energy into keeping their wife or husband very happy, or providing a certain level of material support to their wife or husband, okay, is something that I'm seeing here. And, you know, when we have the Empress energy, something is very, like, grounded in materiality. So it's very hard to kind of get out of that as well too. You know, there's a lot of things that would have to happen. Like destiny would have to go in a different way. Let's see, let's get a message from this person to pile number 3. And I feel like they know that, and they're like, I can't really control that, and like the way my destiny has gone anymore. Like I've made certain choices and decisions that have sort of like locked in my destiny, is what I feel they're saying. Yep, we have the Star card. And they may be involved with somebody that's like very materialistic and, you know, money, 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 looking good, money, all of that, okay? But I feel like when they're alone and they have like really honest moments with themselves when they're alone, and they're seeing a situation for what it is, like naked with no, like, you know, just looking within, I feel like they wish for something different for their life. We have Page of Wands, 5 of Wands, and we have the Chariot. Okay, I feel like this person is saying, there's so many times I've wanted to come see you, or I've just wanted to say, fuck it, I don't care, I'm leaving, I'm taking off. And, you know, it's very hard for them to do that though, because I feel like it creates a lot of like upheaval in their life, and a lot of people who would be really upset about it as well. But I feel like this person, like instinctively or sometimes spontaneously, just wants to like get on a plane or get in their car or go and see you, and they wonder where you are. And if they could find you, if they tried, if they could find you or come see you, okay? But I feel like, you know, there's a lot of obstacles with the 5 of Wands to getting there that they would have to fight through. And it's hard for them because getting away may be very hard for them. Or like leaving their life where it is right now may be extremely hard for them, or it may be very hard for them to get away from whatever is going on in their life, but they're bored, and I feel like they do want to get away from what's going on, but it's just very hard for them to get away, is what I'm seeing, okay? And this is where they're feeling like very restless, and that they want to go somewhere and be somewhere else and do something else. And that's where they're coming through to say that their life is not together as it seems. Okay. So pile number 3, this is what I am getting for you, my loves. Let me know how that reading resonated for you in the comments below. Thank you so much, and take care.